Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hope everyone's doing great here. Nice day today in the markets, man. One of those days we can celebrate a little bit. I just got to redo my crypto bubbles. They're not showing up in the right order down in the bottom there. So let me refresh those. But yeah, epic day. Look, we got through the inflation numbers yesterday. Didn't look as good as maybe didn't look as good as we wanted, but we got through that, and then Nvidia blew out the earnings last night, so it looked great. Let me give me a second to check in on my. As good as okay, looks like people can hear me over there. Let me throw a little GM in the chat for good morning. Make sure that works. I can see it. Okay. Yep, looks good. So anyway, yeah, epic day today. Good stuff happening. Nvidia blew out their earnings as usual, like they have for like the last 18 quarters or however long. It's crazy. Market reacted pretty well. Let's actually jump over to the refresh the NASDAQ looking up, S&P looking up. Hey, Mr. Heine, good morning. Founder of the the Heine Coin community over there. They have a great space every morning at 8:30. Yeah, follow them. At Heine Coin, HINEYCOIN on X. But yeah, futures are looking up really nice. First off, let's look at oil. Oil, I'm just watching oil to know what's going on in the Middle East because otherwise, too many lies, too much confusion. But only up a 0.28 today at 82.42. So that's pretty good. Yeah, NASDAQ opened up positive 0.66. Dow positive 0.09. And the S&P positive 2.7. Nvidia stock soar on earnings upbeat outlook. So looking good. Here's how Nvidia quickly silenced the bears. STRC 97.83. That's Michael Saylor's preferred stock that pays 12% annually. Pays either monthly or every 2 weeks. I know they had a vote in to pay every 2 weeks. I'm not sure what happened with that, but STRC, a lot of FUD, a lot of struggle. Had to wind up selling Bitcoin 3 times. Hasn't bought in like 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. But when it gets back to par at $100, they're free to buy. Also, they established a $1.69 billion fund. I think they'll use that next time to buy the dip because they had to sell the bottom, but it is what it is. They have to do what they have to do to maintain their business. But yeah, let's take a look over here. First off, just look at these. Give me a second here. Look at these things. VeChain. Man, I was in VeChain at the very, very beginning. I like the concept because I was in the import-export business, so I really liked what they were talking about, supply chain. 27.9 Tau. I've been watching Tau. I was going to buy more Tau because I thought it's going to run, and it did. SPX, I don't only now have owned. VVV, 6.7. Solana, 8%. I mean, imagine that. I mean, you can just see all the green, but Solana's really broken out. Let's go through them one at a time here. Bitcoin, 79,195, up 0.9% on the 24-hour. But look at that. They jumped all the way up to 80,409. I think maybe this is the second time we've been rejected off of, yeah, look, we went, 87.95 last week, and now we got rejected. That's the weekly chart you're looking at. So, yeah, so we've been rejected off 80,000 twice, but let's see if we can rally and get over. It'd be nice, but very nice. And the focus is all tomorrow. Oh, hey, Scott, GM, great space this morning as usual from the Heine community. Scott is also my co-host on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show coming up here at the top of the hour. I see another TBB space started. Go, that's cool. Love to see that. That gives us a minimum, I think, of 4 spaces a day. if he winds up doing that every day after he drops off his kids right before this space, or not, I mean, during this space, but right before our other one. Love it, man. Love that for the community. Heard him talking baseball in there today and a lot of stuff, gambling and sports betting, that whole thing, fantasy football. Love it, man. Love it. I saw some new people on there today too that I didn't know. So just love that. And obviously TBB, we'll get to it in a minute, doing great. But Bitcoin, yeah, we've been rejected off 80 twice now. And I think Steph said he was looking for like 82 for a real breakout, right? Yeah, Scott, that was a great space going on. I love that. I love that. I love that for the community. And like I say, this is more for people. This little opening bell crypto, the focus here is to reach broader. We're here live. I think we maybe get some different people. It's concise. It's just the news, in and out, 20 minutes or less, 30 minutes max. I think the longest show, I don't think we've ever even gone 30 minutes because we run up against the top of the hour. And so, yeah, this is meant to reach new people, give everyone that exact, concise snapshot of the news, right? And they can listen to it. We're also, of course, on YouTube where you and Mr. Heine are coming from. I'm on Rumble as well, but I'm just about to switch that. I don't think I may keep doing on Rumble, but I'm for sure going to switch it over to TikTok, get some new blood in here. And like I say, reach out. I may look at, there's some other streaming platforms as well, but I have pretty good exposure over there on X. In fact, I'm going to start taking some of the AI videos for CoinZoom and stuff and put them over there and then boost them a little bit. But anyway, appreciate everybody joining me today live. And like I say, this is kind of different than because our GM Bitcoin Morning Space, Jason usually joins us. We wind up talking a lot of TBB there recently. Less news, more TBB. But anyway, appreciate everyone listening live. Day to celebrate. Like I say, looking really good here as far as Bitcoin. I think Steph was talking 82 to break out, but 80 is a big number, big even, nice psychological. May not align with Fibonacci levels or whatever, but it's always a big psychological level. As is $100 Solana, which we'll get to in a minute. Ethereum 2490. You see, we got all up to 2553, but it nonetheless up 1.3%. XRP struggled with the dollar for a long time there. Now back at $1.40, basically $1.43, up 2.1%. Hey, GM, Manlaw 5, GM. Welcome, man. But and Solana, this is a real story here, the real breakout here, right? 104.58, topping out early this morning. I think during your show, Scott, 105. 105.38. Man, obviously my grid bots are loving it. I had to close them all out. I've only got like one grid bot running over here now. Well, I've got several different accounts, but yeah, they've all cashed out to the upside. So always those skeptical, worried if we're going to go back down. It's easy to make money on grid bots or anything when it goes up. But anyway, 8.2%. Now that's a breakout, right? I would say I'm not looking at all the technicals and stuff, but Solana is truly breaking out, right? We're going to see this from all of them. But that's a true breakout. We'll see where it goes. Thursday today, what we really want, we want the weekly close as high as we can get it on all these. And then I think you were talking on your show today, Scott. I don't remember who was talking, but I think the monthly close, well, no, let's see. Yeah, the monthly close might be Monday. So we could have a big monthly and a big weekly close. And then, but tomorrow, what's Warsh going to say tomorrow? That's the question. Well, let's look here quickly at Cash Cat. I told you yesterday or the day before, I'm starting to warm up to Cash Cat. I didn't buy any. I was kind of hoping would drop below 200. It didn't, of course, with this kind, but it just shows you Cash Cat, of course, being the biggest meme yet on the new Robinhood chain. And also it's on the Robinhood app. So it's not a perfect apples to apples comparison, but I don't know. This might hit $1 billion. It would be great if it did. Be great for Robinhood chain, great for the community, the overall ecosystem, in my opinion. But 231.5 up 14.38. Ansem doing good as well, which in the same thing. The better Ansem goes the Black Bull. Ansem the Black Bull, the creator of the creator meta, the supply control meta. Not the first person that's ever done it, but that was probably Crash over on base with Brett. But anyway, here it is. It's looking good too at 339.6, 18.72%. And our own beloved Bitcoin Bull. We've been pushing, found this on our show at 152,000. Ran all the way to 50 million. And now came back down. It was in the 9-10 million. Broke out. Looks like we got as high as 12.63. And pull back a little bit. But yeah, still 11 million up 14.63. I got to show you this. Picture of Jason out using his, I think he's traveling. I don't know. I think he was in Florida. Maybe I thought he said he's headed to Vegas or something, but he was traveling this morning and yesterday. And he posted this picture at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I want to show you guys. Should have had it pulled up, but I was running a little behind this morning. Anyway, using his CoinZoom card. He, of course, bought the 2 million token, which is like a $30,000 investment right now, but he's in the VIP 24 karat invitation only club. He's earning 6%. We've always kind of said that the top was 5%. That's what most people work for with the 300,000 shares, which is, closer to $3,000-$4,000 right now. But anyway, I thought that was cool. Him posting that. Hasn't got his gold card yet, just has the normal card, but we're making some videos. I mean, obviously with this partnership with CoinZoom, we're real excited about it. And the token's doing pretty good as well, which I think it will continue to do. The Zoom token, which right now the only you can buy it on Mexi, I guess, or on the app. But let me show you that picture of that steak. Man, that looked like a good steak. Been a while since I've been to Ruth's Chris. Oh, hey, Julio, GM. Glad to see you, man. Glad to see you. Let's see here. I want to find that. Where was that? Thought it was this morning. Gosh dang it. Every time I try and do this on the fly, wonder if he responded. You know what? Gosh dang it. Every time I try and do this, I don't. Oh, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because freaking, screw it. You know why? It's because this freaking desktop sucks when it comes to X. That's why. It doesn't always show stuff. I've run into that before. So anyway, Bitcoin Bull looking good. He's getting ready to start a show with Scott Melker once or twice a week. I think they're going to call it like Washed Up Unks or something like that. Of course, Scott Melker, 1 million subscribers on X, 195,000. The Wolf of All Streets. I'm sure you've seen him. That's going to be awesome. They're going to interview trenchers and talk about younger guys and stuff. It should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. Of course, Bela, our guy Sikasa, launched that a couple weeks ago. I actually found out about it at TBB Space. 569, holding solid, but Sikasa has been around for a long, long time. Not going anywhere with his Jungle Bay. Killer video he made yesterday, too. Wish I could show you that. I just didn't have time to pull those up this morning because I was running a little bit late. I did like a 4-hour hike yesterday. Kicked my butt. CZ, the richest man in crypto, predicts Bitcoin hitting 1 million sooner than expected. He also says we're going to be flipping gold pretty soon. So I like it. A little optimism, but we can be optimistic on a good day like today when we're seeing green candles, especially if you're a Solana maxi like me. But here it is, all tomorrow. It's all about this Jackson Hole event, right? And Ash Crypto breaks it down pretty good right here. Jackson Hole could be the biggest event for crypto this week. Tomorrow, Kevin Warsh will deliver his first speech there as a Fed chair. New Fed chairs use the Jackson Hole stage to set the tone for what comes next, and that alone moves markets. 225 Powell sounded dovish. Crypto pumped hard the same day. Why it matters. A hawkish tone means rate hike fears and we dump. A dovish tone means rate cut hopes and we pump. This year's theme is financial innovation, so Warsh is expected to talk about stable coins and crypto directly. Makes this the first Jackson Hole that could move crypto on policy alone. All eyes tomorrow. So that's it. I've been saying that all week. We got through the first two major. We got through the inflation data yesterday. We're a little higher, and then Nvidia is always big, and they didn't disappoint as usual. Here we are, man. $105, $104 Solana. So Meta's going to pay $18 billion to settle the lawsuits of them brainwashing kids or getting them addicted to social media, and they're going to limit the teenagers to 2 hours on Facebook and Instagram. I'm sure it'll be a matter of days before they have a way to cloak themselves and do whatever they want. But anyway, at least it insulates them from lawsuits. U.S. flagged Singapore firm over alleged smuggling of restricted Nvidia AI chips into China. Gray market. I used to do this a lot, to be honest with you. Not illegal. In this case, it's probably, violating U.S. law, but, there's people called diverters that they just specialize in getting, like, for example, certain stuff's limited in the market or you can't get it in the market. People will buy it, send it to another country, and then divert it back. Things like that. Diverters, it's pretty common. Of course, usually it's just, against the company's policy. In this case, it's against federal, U.S. policy, so not good. But anyway, it just shows you how this AI arms race is heating up between USA and China. And Jensen Huang, funny, a Chinese guy right in the middle of it. Though I believe he's American born. I don't think he was born. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think he has an accent or anything. Bitfinex Securities just completed a record $50 million tokenized capital raised backed by nickel assets. So I think that's the most ever raised by a tokenized version, which is going to become the norm. We know that. That's why we talk about RWA, real world assets, tokenization. I was warned about this, hadn't heard much about it, but now JP Morgan's worrying about the food supply crisis, inflation spike, because, they're saying about a third of the world's fertilizer has been affected. I think specifically nitrogen in the Straits of Hormuz, right? So, yeah, food could go up, be expensive. I've always advocated for having a little food and water set aside, maybe a little guns and ammo if you're in an area where that's legal. But yeah, having a little food supply is we've got all these racks and stuff. Since we moved, we're not really moved into my wife's grandma's house yet because we got to redo it, and we're going to take it down to the stud, so everything's just kind of in boxes and in storage. But we have like racks where you can put a can in the back and it comes out, so you have that's kind of a cultural thing out here in Utah anyway. People in Utah for like long as I can remember, when I was a little kid, they talked about having a 2-year supply of food, water, stuff like that, medicines. It's a smart idea, but especially now, probably not a bad idea to have that. Probably not going to see like run out of food, but it could definitely hike the price. Also a great idea if you can plant a garden. They have these little hydroponics. You can plant stuff in water with a fish tank or with just with water on your deck. Another good thing is sprouting. I'm big fan of sprouting. My wife has this like $500 automatic sprouter. It rinses them every day and stuff. Weed a lot of sprouts. Actually, that's in storage now. But anyway, jobless claims, some more data coming out today. Initial jobless claims fell to 203,000, below the 208 expected. So this is good news. Less people out of a job. The problem is it gives, with the PCE data being a little high and now jobs not being as bad, some people are afraid that could give Kevin Warsh some ammo to raise rates or not cut rates. So that's a sample of good news being bad news for risk assets and Bitcoin and things like that anyway. couple more things here. But yeah, overall, happy day, man, especially if you love Solana. The UK is to give the Bank of England a new legal duty, push stablecoin and digital money innovation. So they're obviously working some legislation to make the Bank of England. Of course, they have their CBDC. They just want control. I'm not down with the EU. And then right now, Bitcoin Asia is going over there. You probably saw like Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper's over there. Also, Girl Gone Crypto's over there. A few people over there speaking. It's basically the version of our Bitcoin thing, but Bitcoin Asia. It's going on Hong Kong right now. And from Taiwan, legislator Guo Ju-chun said that national Bitcoin reserve should be a plan for the near future. Taiwan's talked about this a lot anyway. But let's go over and take one last look. Appreciate everyone joining me live. Like I say, feel free to join Scott and I and a bunch of other people over at the GM Bitcoin Morning Show starting in a couple of minutes. But Solana, wow, there we are, 105.93. Should have put more money in my grid bots. 105.93, up almost 10%. Crazy. That's what happened when you breaks out. Let's see what's happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin up a little as well. See if we can hit that 80,000. But Solana is clearly broken out. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning. It's a little later. I think it's around 10:30 Eastern time. So, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. And like I say, cross your fingers if we can hope this holds. It looks like maybe the bottom is in. Don't know. Nobody knows, but it's sure seeming like it. So anyway, thanks for joining me live, and we'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. If I can hold on see if I can end this space. It gave me a different okay. I've lost my end space, but there it is. Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. See you over there on the space, or I'll see you guys tomorrow.